Tim, welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the IWC Big Pilot's watch, Sincere Limited Edition, 46mm in brushed titanium. This 1 of 50 Big Pilot's watch limited edition can be seen on our website, watchyouwant.com. You can buy it, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this Sincere, reference 5004, looks the part of a true Big Pilot's watch, very much in the image of its 1940s inspiration, the B-Uhr. This watch dwarfs any forearm. Now you can see the span of the lugs is quite pronounced. Horizontally, the watch is very large, well over 52mm. It's also 16mm thick, so it stands loud and proud above the skin, but it does wear easily. And the key there comes from two components. First, a very high quality strap. Alligator leather on the top and a very supple calfskin on the bottom. As soon as it moves away from this heavily bolstered, sheer cut portion abutting the lugs, tapers and folds very easily under a small wrist. Now you can see that because the lugs don't actually obstruct the movement of the strap, it's not a conforming strap. You can easily curve it around a smaller wrist, so I have no trouble wearing this watch securely. You can also see that this almost gunmetal gray titanium case means that the watch has a huge visual signature, but it doesn't have big watch mass. It's very light on its feet, light on the wrist. Now, the look is unabashedly instrumental. That is, it looks like the instrument from an aviation flight deck. And back in the 1940s, when the stylistic inspiration for this model was first created, that was the idea. Take what already worked in the air, an instrument from a flight deck, and translate it into a wrist instrument for telling time. In 2002, IWC resurrected the Big Pilot model in the image of its predecessor, and in 2007, this Sincere watch limited edition of 50 was released. Now you can see the signature on the case back, Sincere Horlogerie, 1 of 50. This is important because the watch is not individually numbered. In equitable fashion, Sincere requested that the special edition be denoted as 1 of 50, but not individually serialized. So no one gets the good number, no one gets the bad number. Like I said, very equitable. But what is Sincere? Well, I first encountered that name back in 2013 at an S.p.A anniversary event. Now this was a pretty big deal. There were anniversary pieces there, S.p.A himself was there. Someone had a Sincere IWC Pilot's Watch limited edition, and the moment he mentioned where it came from, all attention at the event turned toward the watch. It upstaged every single S.p.A piece at that show, and it was a small private gathering. Every single S.p.A, including S.p.A himself. That's the power that the cultural phenomenon of Sincere has. Now, founded in 1954 out of Singapore, today Sincere has over 30 boutiques and over 60 locations, and the only way to describe it is a sort of cross between a pop culture phenomenon and a major upscale watch retailer. They have the kind of pull that's required to strong-arm major brands like JLC and IWC and offer very low volume signature limited editions for its clientele. In East Asia, Sincere is almost synonymous with high-end watches, and that legacy is embodied in the almost 1,000 watt day glow orange of this watch. It's designed to be unmistakable, first as a pilot's watch, but second as the Sincere limited edition. Now you can see all of the cardinal elements of the pilot's watch are present. Instrument style calibrations, big, bold, legible, simplicity itself. Now you can easily follow the constant tick of the stately seconds hand, beating away at 21,600 vibrations per hour or 3 hertz, and the immense broadsword hands make legibility, instant reading of the time a cinch. Because this is a 5004, not a 5002, you have the monotone date wheel discreetly hidden at 6. It's one of those elements that's functionally there when you look for it, but otherwise blends into the whole. Now it does feature a 7-day power reserve with a radial 7-day power reserve gauge, and that gives you some insight into the complexity that lies beneath the deceptively simple dial of this watch, because within lies IWC's 51110 caliber automatic winding with an anti-magnetic internal soft iron case back. That's why there is no display back. It's anti-magnetic. It's also immensely shock resistant. Built in the fashion of a vintage pocket watch, it is in fact the world's largest automatic winding wristwatch caliber, Unlike those vintage pocket watch calibers in the predecessors of the Big Pilot, this movement is abundantly shock resistant, with shock resistance uniquely built into the winding system. The Albert Peloton bidirectional pawl system, very efficient and very tough, also original to IWC for over 60 years. And with a free-sprung balance, the watch has tremendous ability to just shrug off rugged use. In the true fashion of an instrument-style watch, this one can take a pounding. It is a blue-collar watch, but it has upscale finish. All of the elements of the movement, although they are not visible, are finished and decorated. Now, when I've seen these watches decased in the past, you get everything you would anticipate from an IWC manufacturer movement. Tight, even, and deep perlage engine turning on the base plate, circular Côte de Genève on the winding rotor and the bridges themselves. Gorgeous polished screw heads with chamfered slots. No expense has been spared here, and from a mechanical standpoint, it also includes the best of tradition. Aesthetically, you have those decorative elements. In terms of tradition, you have the Peloton winding system with its efficient pawl-based action, and you have a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring. Rolex style, it ensures that not only is the watch very shock and thermally resistant to timing error, but it also has positional variation. So regardless of what position it's on your wrist as you're pulling the loop-to-loop in the airplane, or just placing it on its side on your dresser at night, the watch is not going to gain or lose undue amounts of time. This is a completely original, unique, and standout variant of the IWC Big Pilot's watch. One of only 50 made, it's also a unique limited edition that combines equal measures of discretion and understatement in the case and the gentle brushed and satin finish with a true extrovert statement, this incredible day-glow orange, almost lava-like dial. This is the closest thing you'll get to a mix between an IWC pilot's watch and an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak offshore Volcano, and I have to tell you, the look absolutely works. This does look like something, even in this color, that you would see on the flight deck of an aircraft. Analog style, but anachronistic and charming because of it. You can see this sincere limited edition of 50 IWC Big Pilot's watch reference 5004-10 on our website, watchyouwant.com.